are very important to us. And I hope that you feel that energy in this room of being part of something that has such an amazing and powerful impact on our shared community.
Our event sponsor for today is Glatfelder Insurance Group. Board sponsors, they are First Capital Federal Credit Union, Kraus Travel, RSDC, SAA Architects, and Wolf Printing. So let's thank these folks. I would like to welcome, and I'd like you to welcome, our Executive Director, Tony Schweitzer, to the stage.
It is awesome to see everybody here today. Thank you all for being here. It's not a really great day outside, but it is wonderful inside. And to Avery, you're not the only one that cries at these things. I won't do it today, but I've done it before.
Maybe.
And it just shows the passion. Well, we'll see how it goes. It is so great to be here today as we recognize and celebrate the work and accomplishments of many people who are served and work at Bell. As all of you, we continue to adapt to the post-pandemic community. As always, and amidst these struggles, there are successes and reasons for optimism. We gotta have hope. Our many programs continue to provide exceptional services to around 2,500 people this past year. This is a testament to our staff and managers who continue to persevere through staffing shortages, changing government requirements, and exhaustion. As always, they are the heroes. We've seen increases in needs for housing and related supports, challenges affecting everyone's mental health. Waiting lists for our IDD and shelter services continue to grow. We are very near reopening our AIM program, which stands for Always Include Me, a program that was closed early in the pandemic. The individuals and families have been without our services for too long. Hope is here. Bell has been seeking to improve our capacity to better serve families experiencing homelessness. I'm excited to tell you that we are actively pursuing a solution that will give us more capacity and better efficiency. You'll hear a little bit more about that later. We find hope here too. The future of Bell is growing brighter also. Bell is committed to focus on re-energizing and building our endowment fund for the purpose of supporting operational needs of the organization that government funding does not adequately address. We are committed to thriving.
My name is Corey Cuffley, and I'm a member of the Board of Directors of Bell Socialization Services. So on behalf of the Board of Directors, as well as every member of the Bell team, we want to thank everybody for being here today. It goes without saying that without your support, we truly couldn't do what our mission is and what we're here to do. So we do appreciate all of your support throughout the years. The Bell Endowment Fund was something that was originally established back in 1998, but over this past year, we've had an opportunity to sit down and really reevaluate our strategic plan and brought us here to this relaunch. Over the course of this year, we've had the opportunity to work with our legal counsel and our accounting partners to make sure that the Bell Endowment Fund is something that can demonstrate really to us internally, but really the community, that we're dedicated to the future success of this organization. And we feel that in working with our partners, we have set up a fund that is designed to do just that. So we're really excited about what we have available now. The Bell Endowment Fund is something that you do have the ability to donate to, as Avery mentioned. The structure of the fund is really designed, by and large, to be set aside for longer, more strategic purposes of the organization. So as those opportunities arise, that's what the fund is here to do, is help to support us through those opportunities. But it's also designed for investment and presumably to generate some revenue that will support us in our current operations going forward. Part of that process, of course, was an extensive RFP process where we've worked to identify some local investment professionals to help us with that we're really excited to partner with and be able to provide this opportunity for Bell in our future.
Our Ivan G. Heilman Award. Ike Heilman was our executive director for 40 years. This award is named in honor of Ike His easygoing and casual nature, I would say, kind of set a tone for the daily operation of the agency as a comfortable place to be for our staff, for volunteers, and for our service users, because it was welcoming to everyone. We fully embrace that. Christina was actually nominated by one of the employees in her program who is relatively new to Bell, but has really noticed that Christina will come through with professionalism. But she is seen today as somebody who is really dedicated to her work. She's even showing up today. Oh, you took your neck brace off. You know, she's been in and out, but she's still connected to the office and really getting things done because she cares about the people who are being served by those programs. Shelley's really put in that she finds that Christina is really an inspiration and she can count on her and she appreciates that. Rachel was nominated by her supervisor, Angie. And again, a lot of the same kinds of things, but you know, Rachel started her career as a direct service provider. So she worked directly with individuals in the homes and then, you know, has moved up. And really that is a result of the way that Rachel goes above and beyond in what her work is. And, you know, Angie said actually saying above and beyond is a bit of an understatement. In her role, she is constantly available to her staff, everybody that needs, because when you're running 24/7 programs, there's always a need and there's always something that's going to come up. And when it does, Rachel's one of the people who are there to help problem solve. She's quick at doing that. She sees a situation from all angles and she will make things happen so that things are resolved quickly and effectively. She's also a very strong and vocal advocate for the individuals in the program and also for her staff to make sure that everybody is getting the best that they need to enrich their potential. She's also a good team player, she's a great leader, and that is one of the reasons why she's being nominated and will be receiving this award today to reward that passion. Karen, how long have you been with Bell?
33 years.
Whoa, 33 years. One of the things that we say about Bell employees sometimes, especially those that have been around everybody that's up here for sure, is that they're a Bell person. Like, you just know. Sometimes they walk in the door and kind of like, Bell person. All of these women are Bell people, and Karen is a shining example of that as well. You know, she says earlier in an interview that she kind of felt a little bit guilty going on the camping trip because there's an annual camping trip for the mental health service users every year, and they hadn't been able to do some of those things in the last couple of years, but being able to go, you know, she felt so good about being able to be there, but it's like, it's almost not work, isn't it? Yeah. But you know, she's always there. They always love this trip in particular. And Karen was actually nominated by our communications coordinator because she has talked with her about all of this and really gets a feel for how Karen feels about the work she's doing and the people that she serves. One of the things that she said that I really liked was that there's never a day I don't want to come to work. And that says something about this place and this person. So for her spirit and her dedication and drive on behalf of the service users, she also is an inspiration, as are you all. Leigh Ann Wilson, our board chair.
I've been in the role for 16 months and have 8 more left in the term. And it really is remarkable how much we've been able to accomplish in that short period, and we have so much more on the horizon. We have a very engaged board with active committees that they're putting in extra time. They don't just show up for an hour and a half each month, they put in the extra time to make sure the organizational goals are being met. You already heard from Corey on our endowment, and you're going to hear from another active committee on our shelter work. We also got to welcome 2 new board members, Brandy Meyer and Angela Casio. We thanked Annette Hose, Tom Howie, Mark Jacobs, and Rob Tracy for their service to the board. If you did that quick math with 2 additions and 4 departures, not to worry, the nominating committee is also very active to recruit new members, and we're working on filling in certain skill sets to make a well-rounded board. So the board really is here to look at that long-term goals. We want Bell to be successful for many years, and we don't get caught up in the day-to-day. That said, Tony and Anita do a great job of keeping us informed of the inner workings so that we can understand any of those challenges and celebrate the successes. We're also beginning to identify collaborations for some of our strategic work. We know that Bell has a great story to tell, and all of the consumers rely on us to provide those great services. A huge thank you to helping us fulfill our vision of a community where people are valued and respected and can live with dignity.
We will start today with the Business of the Year Award. And this one is going to a local company that you probably all have heard of, Apple Subaru.
Earlier this year, we put on a campaign with Bell. It was a blanket and sock drive. And I have to tell you, it warmed my heart, particularly because everybody got involved, from our sales department, our service department, customers, friends, and family all came in and donated what they could to help Bell serve their community and the people in need. And it was a wonderful event, and we enjoyed it, and I guess we got nominated for that event.
You did.
And so here we are today. And just a side note, I did tell Avery this as soon as I got here today, that because of that event and because of winning the award and because of all that you folks from Bell do for our joined community, that we will be doing another sock and blanket drive next month in November. On behalf of Apple Subaru, we are so excited to do this next event and give back to Bell and all that they do for the community. We are all called to love our neighbors as ourselves. So we want to do this, and we're excited to do this, and thank you so much for your work.
Margot Atwood was a founding volunteer for Bell from the Catholic Women's Club of York. She volunteered her time to operate Bell's Monday night program for lots of years, and she also served as a longtime member of the board of directors. And she was, in fact, voted by the board to be a lifetime member. The next award is awarded to an individual or group that provides time and resources to enhance Bell socialization services programs. Our recipient this year is St. Jacob's Lutheran Church in Glen Rock, and Ruth Baer in particular. They have been friends. Ruth's been a friend of Bell for over 25 years, and the congregation as well. They have, for many years, provided backpacks and school supplies to the children at Bell Family Shelter, and they're always blessed at the church before they come to be used by the kids. So we're really very happy with that. And according to our outreach coordinator, Janelle Fox, our last count, we had at least 500 backpacks that were presented by this church.
I'm very proud to accept this for them. And we too believe in what Bell is doing, and that's why we've supported you for so many years, and we'll continue to do that. In our mission statement, part of it is caring for the neighbor. And so this is just a small way that we can care for our neighbors. And so we appreciate it very much. Thank you.
Whitaker Community Services Award is awarded to an individual or group who provides time and resources to enhance specifically Bell's mental health programs. The recipient for this year are Tammy and Steve Barley. They are really a great example of individuals who do provide these opportunities. Tammy worked for many years in the adult mental health field, and she really describes her passion for wanting to continue to provide those kinds of supports in the community. And she and Steve provide gift cards and money for these last couple of years to help out with our holiday meals, so for Thanksgiving and Christmas and Easter. I did talk to Tammy not all that long ago, and she said, yep, you guys are all set for the holiday this year, we gotcha. So it was really terrific. Now Tammy and Steve could not be here today, but they did send some representatives, and they are going to come up here and accept on behalf of the Farleys.
Tammy and I are honored to be named as the recipients of the Pauline Whitaker Award. Truth be told, Tammy has been the driving force of our involvement with Bell Socialization Services. I have been proud to support her and watch her dedicate herself personally and professionally to the needs of the patients and consumers. We would be remiss if we did not recognize and thank the hardworking and dedicated staff of Bell Socialization Services for working tirelessly to meet the needs and challenges of these consumers. Tammy and I are humbled to be recognized by this outstanding organization. Thank you.
Our third community award is the Rita Patz Good Neighbor Award. Rita was a founding volunteer from the Alexander Good Jewish War Veterans Auxiliary. She volunteered with operating the Monday night program for more than 30 years. She did serve on Bell's board of director and was voted board member emeritus. Actually, our Rita Patz Liberty Bell drop-in on King and Pershing was dedicated in her name. So this award is awarded to an individual or group that depicts not only being a neighbor of Bell, but close in association by providing neighborly time and or resources to Bell. I met Ruby and her mom, Kate, on a Zoom call, thanks to board member Zach Wolpert, when they were talking about Ruby's desire to do something good. So Ruby had been sort of moved by seeing people sitting around on the streets, on sidewalks, being homeless, and she went to bed that night, as her mom told me, and her prayers were for the people. She said, Mom, what can we do? So Kate and Ruby got together and came up with the idea that they would make baked goods. And they made chocolate chip cookies and banana bread, right? And they sold a lot of them. And they put it all together, and then we talked on the phone, and they went out shopping. And before I knew it, I was at the shelter. We were accepting 2 van loads full of items for the families in Bell Family Shelter. So it didn't actually stop there. We've seen you so many times now. It's just like we see the Steele family showing up at the door. And both Ruby's brother William and Ruby do the shopping. So if Mom can't take them, Grandma takes them, and out they go, you know. And they're like, the last time it was sheets and more snacks and all kinds of goodies for the kids. And not only that, not just the family, but they also run York Fit, the gym, and we got a donation because we were chosen as one of the beneficiaries they wanted to support for Give Local York. I welcome the Steele family to come up and accept the Rita Patz Good Neighbor Award. I'm going to invite Zach up here to give you a little update on where things stand with a very special project.
As Avery mentioned, Zach Wolpert, Vice Chair of the Bell Board right now, and I'm Chair of our ad hoc Bell Family Shelter Committee. I'm going to back up to this time last year at the annual meeting and all but being virtual, but I made an announcement that, as you've heard numerous times with the endowment, with the rest of the board initiatives, we've really been working on a strategic plan, not just for the next year, not just for the next 5 years, but the next 20, 30, 40 years to come. And at this point, this time last year, my announcement was we wanted to make sure the family shelter was included in that. And we were going to kickstart this ad hoc committee, and we were going to figure out a way to keep the shelter, the family shelter, a part of Bell and our offerings for years to come. That led to a little quasi-feasibility study, and we were trying to figure out how do we increase capacity at our current location on Market Street downtown. Do we try to find property to build a new shelter? Do we try to find a partner to team up with on a county level? Do we try to find a vacant piece of property that is affordable that we could purchase and we could renovate to increase capacity? Currently, and correct me if I'm wrong, but we're right around the 30 or 40 individuals at any given time currently at the shelter. Fortunately, we have community partners who do support us, but unfortunately, we're still turning people away. We have to help them in other ways. We have to direct them to other places because we do not have the capacity at the current shelter, let alone deferred maintenance. I have the pleasure right now in front of you to say with a lot of hard work in the last 5-6 months that as of September 15th, we had an offer that was accepted for the former Red Cross building in downtown York at 725 George Street. And we are about 2.5 weeks into a 120-day due diligence period to purchase that building that would become the new Bell Family Shelter.
I want to recognize a man who is a private man, but what he is doing is a shining example of what can happen when you grab a hold of what is being offered to you and really making the best of it. The Robinson family has not had, they've had a challenging time. And the fact that we have a young father to represent our Shelter Services Personal Achievement Award this year says a lot. For him to be brave enough to share what he's been able to do, because we don't often think about, or maybe you all don't, but we do, think about the fact that there are fathers out there with children who, if not for Bell Family Shelter in York County, would not have a place to go to get the kind of care, the kind of guidance, the kind of space to be, because there is no other place. There are places for women and children, there are places just for men. Ours is the only place where a man can go with his kids and find that kind of care. Mr. Robinson is here today with his beautiful, beautiful babies. And because he was nominated by his caseworker in our Bridge Transitional Housing Program for the way that he has faced his challenges, the way he has set his goals, and that he is doing what he feels he needs to do for his children. Our service user in the mental health program is not with us today because he's working. And so that is really a cool thing for us because sometimes that's one of the goals that people have for themselves. And Justin Crumling is one of those folks.
I'm Yvette. I'm the program coordinator of the program that Justin is in. And I just want to say he's an amazing, amazing individual. Like Avery said, he came to us in 2017. His biggest support was his father. And his father was elderly and he wasn't sure how long he was going to be around. So he wanted Justin to learn some independent living skills to be able to live on his own eventually. We weren't sure how it was going to go. It was kind of shaky. He did not like it. He wanted to leave and go back home with his dad. So he did, and then a couple of years later, he came back to us, and his father did pass away. And we thought it was going to be rough, but he persevered, and he's blossomed. He is driving, he works, he's never home for us to contact him. He's always on the go, and he is the most sweetest man you would ever want to meet. So we're very happy to accept this award on his behalf.
Teresa Franklin, I'm the director of the ID department. July 20th of last year, I received an email from York Adams MHIDD asking me if we could provide services to a gentleman who was at York Hospital for the past 2 weeks. He was actually living in the emergency room department. It was no fault of his own, and it was no fault of his family. His family had situation that happened. His long-term caretaker ended up having a medical problem, and the sister that was left was not equipped to provide Michael with the needs that he needed. So the team went up and we evaluated Michael, and we had a meeting, and we decided, you know what, even though we had no information about his past or what he would need, the team sitting on the floor in the office decided this is what we do, we help people. And Michael moved to his new home on July 21st of 2021. I can't even imagine what went through Michael's mind, because his whole world was tipped upside down. Here were 15 strangers that he had to learn to trust. Here was a new home that he never seen. Here was 2 housemates that he knew nothing about. And as Katrina said in the video, Michael did have some behaviors. One of the first things he said to me is he would shred his clothes, and he handed me a sock that he shredded, and he said, "Sock broke." Michael is now sitting here dressed in a tie, looking all dapper and debonair, I just love it. In a tie and a button-down shirt. 14 months ago, he would not have been able to do that. 14 months ago, he would have not been able to sit here and sit through this entire presentation. As Katrina mentioned in the video, with the whole team coming together, not just the Bell team, but his medical team and his psychiatric team, a new person emerged. It was like watching a baby chick break out of a shell and eventually grow to be the beautiful human being that he absolutely is. He has a great sense of humor. When I say Michael has come a million miles, that is not a joke. I can legitimately show pictures of Michael destroying the furniture and the bedroom walls because of his anxiety and not being sure. And you know what? Michael doesn't do those things now. Michael is living the life that he wants and that he deserves. And when I say I'm proud of him, proud doesn't even begin to explain. Michael is the embodiment of not only our vision statement, but also our mission statement. He shows that when somebody is given the proper environment and the support and the empowerment that they need, that they truly can change the quality of their life. And that is exactly what Michael has done. And we just love him. But Michael, you want to come up? Yeah.
At the beginning and some tears at the end. I hope you had a lot of inspirational moments that you can take with you throughout the rest of your day, your week. Please share what you have heard here with others who might want to get involved. Take care of yourselves, and we'll see you back here again next year, all right? Okay.